Hello and welcome to today's Oboe Windfree, where my guest is Fiona Kelly, the principal flute of the Irish Chamber Orchestra. Fiona, hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad at all, thank you very much. I could do with a bit more spring weather. It's pouring with rain here today. So Fiona, something that I know you're doing is you're playing a piece by Jörg Widmann in the next Irish Chamber Orchestra concert. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about that piece. Now, I have to admit, I don't know anything about it at all. And I wonder if you could tell me something about the piece that you're playing.
Okay, well, I didn't know very much about this piece either until I played it, actually. There's a brilliant concert series which is now happening in person that everybody should go to again, Kaleidoscope, a brilliant salon-style concert series. But I did an online concert for them and I played this piece and I told Jörg that I had played it and he was really excited and I was kind of less excited because I thought I probably didn't do it justice. And he really wanted to watch the concert and I wouldn't let him. Because I was too afraid. And then he asked me, will you play this in this concert? I was like, oh my God, this is terrifying. Because I love and respect him so much that, you know, you want to do it 100% perfect and that is never possible. But anyway, the piece is for solo flute and it was written in memory of a really fantastic flute player and teacher, Nicolai. He was a Swiss flute player, and the piece was originally premiered, I think, 2016, so it's quite recent. And I think it was sort of a reworking of a flute concerto Jörg had written previous to that. But it was performed in a concert. The premiere was in a concert in memory of Nicolai. So Emmanuel Pud of the Berlin Phil, he was a former student of Nicolai, so he performed the piece. But what's really nice for me, and there's always so many connections and this like lineage of teachers and pupils and the disciples of all of these teachers who you sometimes end up being. So my former teacher in America, Robert Langevin, he was a student of Nicolai's at one point. So yeah, it's kind of, I didn't really know that until I started researching about the piece the first time I played it.
And can you tell me a bit about what the music's like?
Yeah, well, first of all, I am lying when I say it's for solo flute because it's actually, there will be two of us. There will be me and Emma Roach, the other fantastic flute player in ICO. And there are three movements. It's a really, really short piece. There's three movements. The first two are just solo flute. And then the third movement is for flute and bass flute and a gong. So Emma will be on bass flute and gong, hopefully, you know, a big doubling fee.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the kind of basic outline of the piece. But the movements, the first movement is called Allemande, second movement is Lament, and the third movement is Saraband. So it gives you a little idea to the structure. And as with all of Jörg's music that the orchestra is quite familiar with, say like when we've played Combrio, the level of detail is outrageous. Like he wants, you know, in the space of like 4 beats, there's either vibrato or non-vibrato or sforzandos and accents and so many dynamic contrasts. And he's constantly stretching you to the extremes of the instrument and your abilities all the time. And I know I can hear his voice, you know, from when we're in the orchestra that he'd be saying, no, more of this sound. No, try again, you know. So when I'm practicing, I've got his voice going, which is an amazing thing. To have that experience of having worked with him so much and then getting to play his piece.
So, as we all know, this is the last concert that Jörg Widmann will be doing with the orchestra as principal conductor. I'm sure he'll be back, but I wanted to ask you if you'd reflect a little bit. You say how amazing it is to have worked with him play his music and be conducted by him when we're playing his music and all of those kind of things. But have you got a sort of one personal recollection that you might be able to share with us?
Oh, it's really hard to pick just one. Like, there's something special, the special piece for me, I think, and probably it's one of the very first things we did with Jörg. I have the worst memory, and after COVID I can't remember anything. But the Mozart clarinet concerto and the second movement with the flutes, you know, this beautiful melody that where we kind of answer, we're like backing singers, me and Emma, and Jörg would always turn to us with, like, I don't know, the look on his face when we play this. It's so special, and anytime I play that piece with another orchestra or another clarinet player, I always, I don't know, I'm missing Jörg, but I'm also hearing him, and the way I play it always is the way I play it for him. You know, I don't know, it's a really special one, and especially when we did it on tour in Argentina.
Okay, yeah.
When we did it in that unbelievable concert hall, it was so good, such good memories. But it's really emotional. Like, I can't sort of believe that this is the end, and hopefully it's not the end. I assume he's going to come back to us, and is he, Matthew?
I
Just
don't
say
know.
that he is, otherwise I can't cope.
Yes.
But
I don't know, but I hope so too.
I'm so glad also that me and Emma are getting to play in this concert, because unfortunately there's no flutes in the rest of the programme.
Yeah.
But also then, for me, like, playing those last 3 Mozart symphonies was just like the best concerts of my life. And I also feel that I can play a certain way for Jörg that I can't really do anywhere else, you know. I'm really at my best, and I don't know even how he does it, how he draws that out of us. Like, he really is a genius, and we are unbelievably lucky to have had so much time with him. And how it's developed over that time as well was amazing. The relationship between Jörg and the orchestra was so special.
Fiona, thank you so much for taking the time this morning. I really appreciate it. And I very much look forward to hearing you play the Little Suite, is it called? Or the
Yes, Petite Suite.
Petite Suite in Limerick and in Birr.
Great. Thanks, Matthew.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.